our life was going. A rope is like our life, isn't it? It has a beginning and a middle and an end. If you're young and good looking like myself, you're around here. Why are you laughing at it? so most of us are at some point along this road. But what I found was, in my life, I had a big block. Could you give me go to the screen? Thank you, just for a second. Now, Zara, can you give me one of your ropes? Give me that one. Sure. You don't want to give me that one? What's your name? Christian. Christian, give me one of your ropes. You want to give me that one? Sure. Okay, now, let's have a big loop. Grab your rope again. This kind of illustrates what's happening in my life. As I got older, I had more money. And I got a car. And I got a Morris 1100. I don't know if you remember the Morris 1100.
You're already free, right? As in, I see you driving now.
31 miles an hour.
I saw you driving.
And the very first night, I went down to see my friends in Bournemouth. The very first night I had the car, I thought, freedom at last. And I was driving along, and there was a person driving in front of me, but they were driving too slow. So I decided to overtake them. And I learned one very important rule, that in the UK, it is illegal to overtake on a zebra crossing. There's a person stopped me, and he pulled me over, and I found the rules. And the rule was you can't overtake on the zebra crossing. And I got a £40 fine and 3 little stars on my license. As I got older, I tried to experiment and find something that would make me free. I tried alcohol, I tried drugs, I tried a variety of things. But what I found was that my freedom and my desire to be free from rules actually made me one of these. The most important book in the world says if you commit sin, you become a slave to sin. If you commit sin, you become a slave to sin. And what I found was in my life, there's a big block. And I think many of us are like this. We live on a world that is more or less green. Christian, can you feed them in to me? Let's feed it to the middle. Are you happy that, hang on, are you happy that this is a normal hole, madam? Nothing, put your finger in there, my sweetheart. Put your finger in there. There you go, lovely. Happy with that. No trap doors. Can you feed both your ropes in there? Oh, you almost got great dexterity there. Brilliant. Here you go. What I found to be true, even as a teenager, is that we live on a world which is more or less green, but we have a big block in our lives. And the block is caused by our own rebellion, our own desire to do what we want, regardless of what anybody else says. And this block becomes bigger and bigger. It starts to dominate our lives. It starts to destroy our lives. Now we all are hoping when we die to go somewhere. We're hoping to go to the city of heaven, city of gold. Could you put those on for me, Sarah? But what I found was that there was a block between where I was and where I wanted to get. And the block was not caused by anybody else, it was caused by myself. By my own selfishness, my anger, my pride. But when I came to a certain point, I started to read the most important book in the world, and I found out a truth. Christian, can you move back a bit? Don't pull. Just hold it up high like that. Good. Thank you, boy. I found that someone had done something for that. The Bible told me that the Lord Jesus Christ died on a cross. And when he died, he shed his own blood. And he made it possible for the barrier and the blockage in our life to be taken away. In my life, what I did was I said, listen, change me, make me a new person. And I found he made me free to be who I was designed to be. And 20 years ago, I gave my life to him and I said, listen, make me free. And he did make me free. Not free to do whatever I felt like, but free to be the person I was created to be. And he can do that for you today. All we have to do is say yes. do that work in my life, because when he died, he shed his blood for all of this stuff in our lives. Lord, don't you have a little tug of war? Have a little pull, okay? Oh, wait. Okay, pull. Hey! He made it possible for us to know him, and that's why we're here today. Not to sell you something, not to drag you into church, not to brainwash you, but to tell you that he's here, he loves you, and he wants to change your life. You'd have to say yes to him. Why don't you come forward and take one of these out of my hat? Perfectly free, no cost.